Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have a high-end laptop, gaming laptop, or high-end laptop of our color. It doesn't have to be for gaming. This is a little bit old, but it's still really powerful. It's an Acer Predator 15. The exact model is an Acer Predator 15 G9-593-78QJ. That information can be found on the bottom sticker or inside the BIOS. And in this video, I'm going to take you on a step-by-step how you can open it up and how you can clean up the fan system, the heatsink, and repaste the CPU and GPU on this one. If you haven't cleaned up and serviced it, you should be doing that once every year and a half, depending how often you use the laptop. This is just a regular maintenance and servicing. It's not a benchmark test or anything like that, so I can show you after or before temperature. Because right now, if I show before, it might be clogged up with dust and stuff like that. So you obviously going to show a bad temperature. And if I do it after, it's going to be clean. So we don't know if it's a thermal paste or what it is. So that's why I'm saying, like, this is not a benchmark test. It's just a straightforward servicing and cleaning your laptop. The like of your thermal paste, it depends to you. I would recommend the one that we recommend for our clients. You can use that. But if you want to go overboard, there's another option too. All right. With all that said, just remember, by repasting, cleaning, you're not going to change anything in the system. Everything's going to be left the way that you had it before. So pretty much you want to shut it down, and you want to flip it upside down. It's pretty heavy. And the model is right over the serial number in the corner. It's a G9-593 right there. That's the serial number. I mean, the model number. All right, I'm going to go over the tools, the stuff that we're going to be using for this service. Tool number one, it's a good screwdriver set. I would recommend the iFixit screwdriver set, as they have all the bits that you require to opening any electronics. I purchased myself this iFixit basic tool set, but if you can get the pro set, they will include you with another tools, opening tools, tweezers, and stuff like that. So for now, I have this opening in the basic tool set. And for the opening tool set, I'll be using a metallic guitar pick. And metallic guitar picks are really suitable to opening cases and covers. Next, a old or new used toothbrush and alcohol, 99% or 98% isopropylic or isopropylic alcohol. That's very important. You need one sheet of the worktop towel, one or two sheets probably. The reason for the worktop towel, and people say, can I use a microfiber towel? No, I would not recommend that. Because of the worktop towel, as soon as you put an alcohol over the towel and you try to clean the motherboard, this will rip apart very easy and will prevent damage on the components. Unlike the microfiber towel, that it can get tangled and damage the components. So get one or two sheets of those. That's really good to have. And we got that. You can get your own thermal paste, the one that you like. I'll be using Arctic MX4. You can use MX6, which is the new one, much better. Or if you want to go overboard, you can go with Thermal Grizzly Extreme. And again, there's another option. You can go with a PTM one, Honeywell PTM, and there's a whole bunch of them you can go, but I'll recommend the MX4 or MX6. Is really good, suitable for these laptops. And if I miss anything else, I'll let you guys know. For now, that's it. All right, so once you power up, you want to grab the screwdriver and you want to grab a screw Phillips number 1. You want to remove the service cover from here. So let's go ahead and remove this service cover by removing 2 screws. These screws, they have something called a C-lock. The C-lock will prevent the screw coming out entirely, but it will serve another purpose that pushes the service cover away from the palm rest so you can easily grab it. So as soon as I start rotating, watch the service cover coming out. You see that? And I start making a few clicks, and that's when I stop. Same thing on this side. There we go. Once you get a few hundred clicks, and that's it. Now what you want to do, you want to put your fingers at the back here, lift it up, bring it up easily, and remove it in 45-degree angle so you can release the bottom hooks right in here. Once we are down here, we're going to see first, if you have a mechanical drive, it will be right over here. We need to disconnect this one by putting this flap thing, like a plastic handle, upward towards the ceiling. Let me put it in a different angle. So I'm just pulling it out. Once you have that one out, grab this rubber from here and pull it out, or just grab the hard drive, pull it out, put that to one side. Next, we need to remove the DVD drive in here, or expansion board. We want to pull this one all the way up, and it will push it this side out. This one comes with an extra fan, blowing fan. You can take it outside, blow some air through here and clean it up, dust it out. Or you have a DVD drive, just remove your DVD drive. Next, there's a 2 hidden screws under here and a hidden screws right under the cover. There are 2 types of screws, actually 3 types of them. There's a one single short one, which is right here, is a 2.5 times 3.5 millimeter. This one right here. So we're gonna remove this one. I see different model that comes with a little longer, probably, but let's just remove this one. And the longest screws are the one on the side in here, and 2 on the back each side, and right in here. So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 long screws. So go ahead and remove these 8 long screws. Also, if you guys like my videos, if you find my videos helpful and helping you guys out, you can support the channel by clicking the like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. It helps and motivates me to make more videos, take requests, and answer your questions in the comment area. I appreciate that. All right, so there we have the long screw. Now we're gonna go with the short screws, which is right over here under the DVD drive, 2 of them in the front, on the other corner, and there should be 1, 2, 3, 4 screws right on the service cover too. All the screws are the same size and height, so go ahead and remove all these screws too. Now that we remove the those screws, next what you want to do, you want to just grab it from the front end. You want to grab the opening tool. Just make sure you remove all the screws. I'm gonna bring the laptop right over here. So we can see there's a tiny gap between the palm rest and the first cover. You want to stick the guitar pick right in there in a 45, probably like that angle. And then you just want to twist it. You want to hear big click sound. Those are the clips are getting loose. You want to do that all around in the front end. Okay, let's go. I got a little bit in there. And we're gonna go to the side. By that side, left and right. Under the DVD drive. This one is already loose enough. And then we're gonna go here. Same thing here. Once you did the side and the front, you want to put a face down, grab the front end upward, a little up and down, and you want to hear clicks on the back row. Once you hit that click, you want to push it towards the back in 45-degree angle, and it will release the back cover right hooks in the back. So this one is pretty dirty. You want to take it outside and clean it out too. So I'm gonna leave this to one side. You can use a toothbrush. And this one is kind of white charcoal dust in here. So there's your battery right in here, and 2 nice turbine fan that they have. X triangle right here. This one, they do have a C-lock on this one because they have a little spring. So what you want to do, you want to disconnect the battery. To disconnect the battery, you want to put your fingers on the side of this white cover jack, and you want to pull it straight towards the battery. Pull it straight back. That's how you can disconnect it. Next, we want to disconnect the fan cables. Don't yank on the fan. You want to yank it close to the jack, grab from the jack, first jack, and pull it out so you don't damage the connector. Same thing here, pull it out. This gaffer's tape, just trash them. You don't need this gaffer's tape. There's called a gaffer's tape. You can get it stuck in between the fan. All right. Down here, let's go ahead and remove 2 screws on this fan and 2 screws on the other fan. Once we disconnect it, we can lift up the fan in 45-degree angle. We're going to do the same thing on the other one. And we are going to lift it up in 45-degree angle. Let me see. Probably something is holding this one out. Let's move this one out of the way. Oh, yeah, the power jack, the adapter for the power jack is on the way. So we got to push that down a little bit on the side and pull this one up too. So there is a money shot right there. As you can see, it's nicely clogged up. This being the construction site, I believe. Let me grab a curved tweezer somewhere over here. I should have some. And there we go. You can see nice chalk stuff right in here. you want to use that and clean it up. So if you want to just clean up the fan system, you can go all the way up to here and just use a toothbrush and clean it and put it back together. But if you want to repaste, keep watching the video. All right, now we're going to continue. Let's go ahead and remove this subwoofer by removing the gaffer's tape over the jack and pull this jack upward. Be careful with the subwoofer, they can get really dry up. Don't use a toothbrush, really anything on it, just blow some air. All right, next, we can just go ahead and just leave them the way it is. We're going to disconnect the heatsink from here. Just remove the screws on the GPU and the CPU. Just rotate until it's like clicking. It doesn't have to come out entirely because of the C-lock. And you need to remove this screw. This one doesn't have a C-lock, but you need to remove it. One right there. Next, we can just lift up the heatsink and bring it up. And we can see tiny thermal pads are falling off. That's okay. You can replace them later on, or just leave them the way it is. And we can see it is bone dried, so we need to clean up the thermal paste in here. They changed it. They put something else in there probably. So we're gonna put this. I'm gonna take this outside and use a toothbrush and clean it up, and then I'll be back and we can just do a thermal paste replacement. So you can take it outside, blow some air, remove any dust, any particle in here. So I'll be back in a sec. All right, I took them outside and I cleaned up the dust, everything in there. It's like a little oxidization inside the vent. I think it's a humidity stuff in there, but it's nicely opened up. The air vents are opened up in there correctly. So now we're gonna go ahead and start removing the thermal paste. If you do want to remove the thermal pads, these are 0.5 millimeter thermal pads. 0.5, they're all 0.5 millimeter thermal pads. You can grab a 0.5 millimeter thermal pad and you can just replace the thermal pads on here. But these thermal pads are still good. You can still use them because they just need to transfer a little bit of heat from the memories and the components. They don't have to be perfect. So, but the performance, it doesn't affect them. All right, so we're gonna grab a little bit of workshop towel and we're gonna soak it in an alcohol. And we're gonna wipe over the CPU so we can remove the thermal paste in there and over the GPU. Somebody touched the GPU. This plastic cover on the GPU is kind of broken. But again, that doesn't matter. As long as you clean the crystal die, that's all you care about. Yeah, let's go ahead and remove this isolation stuff on here. You can put a Kapton tape if you want. But again, this is not necessary because of the heatsink will never reach the components around it. Use a workshop towel and just clean around. Be careful with tiny capacitor all around. That's why I say use this workshop towel. It will rip apart and it will prevent damage on the tiny capacitors. Right. Once we have these ones cleaned up, you want to grab the new thermal paste and we're going to apply one line on the CPU and one line on the GPU. Just like that. All right. Let's put this to one side 1 second. Just want to double check everything on the board. So what you're going to do now is to grab the heatsink that we cleaned up. You're going to bring it over and we are going to align it. Nicely align the screw holes for the components. And once they are nicely aligned up, what you want to do, you want to just tighten up the screw. There's a number, it says 1, 2, 3, and there's a 4, 5, 6, but it doesn't matter. But as long as you cross screw them, and these are 3 screws on each, so pretty much you will be forced to cross screw them. Doesn't matter how you start. So I'd rather go 2 from here and 2 from the other side, so that way the thermal paste evenly gets pushed down over the CPU and GPU. So we're going to tighten up this screw and we're going to put one single screw on here. Right there, we're going to connect the fan for the GPU side and the fan for the CPU side. You're gonna grab the subwoofer and move this cable nicely in where. Bring it like this. Place it right through these tiny holes. And we'll stay right there. It has to stay right. Let me see. You push the cable out of the way. And there we go. And then put the cable for the subwoofer in place. And run the cable nicely. Beside them, put the 2 screws on each fan. Put the screw right in here. Double check, make sure you put all the screws in the CPU and 2 screws on the other fan on the other side. Next, what you want to do, you just want to double check, make sure everything is in place. Grab the bottom cover, bring it down in 45 degrees, scoop down the back end first. Make sure you scoop it down nicely. Then clicks in. And then you want to drop down the front end. Once it's dropped down, you want to just grab one white screw here, put it right in front under the hard drive. Then you want to start by putting all the screws under the service cover first. And don't forget to put the 2 screws under the DVD drive here. And one right in here. And the short ones in the corner, front end each. And the rest of the screws on the outside, on the back, they're all the longest screws. These 2 screws at the back corners, these are the most important ones because they help with the hinges. So make sure you put these ones always. I'm going to power on so you guys can see it does power on with no problem. And then we'll cover up, finish up this guy. If you see any gaps opening and stuff like that, just pinch them together. All right, next, we want to put the DVD drive or the fan. Grab the hard drive, put it in here, and then push down this connector right inside the jack, right there. Then grab the bottom cover, the service cover, bring it down in 45-degree angle. This front end, you want to put it down, and then bring it down, and then push down the sides. Make sure it clicks, don't push it on the corner on the screw. The screw, once you start tightening up, it will pull the cover to itself. Just help it with the around it on the sides. And there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and it is dirty outside. You can do some cleaning on the outside. Oh, on the screen too, all the dust from the keyboard it just came out here. So we need to clean up all that too. Just grab some screen cleaner and clean it. So I'm going to power it on. I forgot to plug in the battery, obviously, as always. So let me get the charger. Don't forget to put the battery in. You want to plug it in straight. This laptop should be turning on without the battery. So let's plug it in and let's turn it on. It should turn on without the battery. There we go. So I'll press F2 so I can go to the BIOS. There we go. Predator. And we are inside the BIOS. But don't forget to plug in the battery. I'll make a comment so you guys don't forget it. As always, I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out to do your own service and cleaning for your Acer Predator 15 model. If you have any question or requests, feel free to leave them in the video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.